figured it out.
Yeah, seventh time's a charm.
What brings you here?
And I figured no better place to be discovered than the supermarket.
Hey, did I see you on a television series?
You do movies? You don't work in the entertainment industry at all?
No, man.
What can I get for you, miss? I got beef.
I can see that.
Hey!
You only need one to be grateful.
I think God saw something in you worth saving, but it's up to you to decide what you've got to offer.
There's a man going round taking names.
We've all been wronged, and we've all done some wrong. But he came to forgive us.
Mark, welcome to Cine.com, and let me tell you that your performance is outstanding.
Oh,
I really love the movie, but I think, of course, this movie is about redemption, about faith, but I think the most important was telling the world that people like Father Stu exist, and the great work that he did and touched all these kind of people. It's amazing, right?
Absolutely. I think, you know, what really, another thing that touched me was how many people were drawn to Stu because of his honesty and his real life experience and how they could relate to him in such a personal and intimate way. He would have lines and lines of people waiting for him for hours just to talk to him. And no matter what he was going through, what he was dealing with his illness, he always made time to talk to every single person that came. Sometimes they didn't, you know, he didn't say what they wanted to hear, but he would always tell them what he felt. And that really inspired me because I think, you know, sometimes people need to hear the truth from somebody who they know can relate to them or can identify with their own personal experience, which is why I always try to make movies that I think I would want to see, or something that I can find some sort of personal connection that I can identify with that helps me make the performance more accurate and authentic.
So important and so personal. I know that you've been, you know, making or have this project for 6 years, and then you have 30 days to shoot the movie, but that really caught my attention and I really love was the script. Rosalind did incredible job, and all the cast, everybody, I mean, was amazing. Everybody has this touch, and this touch people, definitely.
Well, I think it really comes back to Stu's story. I mean, I remember when I was making the movie before with David O. Russell, and that wasn't working out, and then I went to ask Mel for his advice, and then Rosie had just said, you know what, I'd like to take a crack at writing this, and I said, okay. And I told her the story, and then she came back 3 months later with a script that I wanted to make. And then everybody else who got involved really got involved because of the way the material had resonated with them and their response to it. And so that's why the performances are so special, and everybody really came to service the movie and to really honor Stu and his voice and Rosie's vision and my vision for the film. You know, it was something that was very, very important to me. So to be able to get it made the way we wanted to and have it blessed and really, you know, God interceding and Mary interceding and Stu interceding all the way to make sure that it was done correctly and with the right kind of edge, because it is tough mercy. This is not your typical faith-based movie. It's harsh and brutally honest, but really important that it's told in this way, because, you know, life is tough. People are having a really hard time, but to know that despite, no matter how hard it gets, and see how hard Stu had it, that he still had such a positive and optimistic hope and outlook on life because of his faith, that is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
That's the most beautiful, when you came out from the movie theater and you have that feeling that really, you know, things can happen. And you know what? I personally grew up in a very Catholic, you know, family, and I know that God calls you. He has so many, you know, ways to call you, but that call exists.
Yeah.
Really exists.
Yeah. Yeah, and even for us to say, you know what, we weren't going to water down the language or some of the things that happened in the story because the church thought maybe it was too edgy, because again, this is not about the church. This movie was about the guy who died to build it. This movie is about Stu's commitment to serving Jesus, right? And everybody else in the church, we're all human, we all make mistakes. but his dedication was unwavering to Jesus, and we wanted it to be brutally honest, and we wanted to really make a movie for everybody, whether you were Catholic or not. This is relatable to every single person walking the face of the earth, which is why I was so clear that everybody would have some sort of response to the movie, because we're all going through similar stuff.
I have no doubt that this movie is going to touch many lives in the world.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much
Well,
for
that
your
touches
time.
me. Thank you so much.